So after one of the most horrible summoning sessions I've ever had, at least we did eventually get what we wanted. Well, I guess Bones did. And that was C2 Nahida with weapon and C0 Nilou with weapon. So she had already prepared pretty much everything for these characters. So yeah, they're already level 90. Nahida, I believe, yes, she triple crowned Nahida already. 10, 10, 10. That's higher than my own Nahida in like a day. Well, maybe not triple crown. Triple crown probably took 2 days. Freaking noob. Her stats are probably better than mine. She is rocking 4-piece Flower of Paradise Lost, which I am quite sure is Nahida's best set for dealing reaction damage like blooms or hyper blooms. Obviously having some other character in like a 4-piece Deepwood would help as well. My Nahida might also be in 4-piece Flower of Paradise Lost, but my artifacts really suck. Here we have crit rate, crit damage, EM, like just generally good DPS Nahida stats. Here is pretty much the same. We have a lot of attack, which she does still scale off of, so it's fine. Crit damage, EM, it's like the only thing better would maybe be trading some attack for any of these other 3 stats, but it's still a really good piece. Here we have an EM Sans with 7 crit rate, 13 crit damage. Like all things considered, on piece EM Sans, that's hard enough. And then it actually has decent stats. On piece dendro damage bonus, again, that's already rare as hell. We do have some attack there, energy recharges, whatever. Tiny bit of EM. And then we have an off-piece Lava Walker Circlet, kind of the inverse of mine that has crit damage and a lot of crit rate. This one has a good amount of EM as well, actually, so that's nice. Overall, Nahida stats, 777 EM. That is actually a crazy amount considering she has a crit rate circlet and dendro damage bonus. 1500 attack, 52 crit rate, 110 crit damage, almost a perfect ratio there. 109 energy recharge, 48 dendro damage bonus. This is actually a very, very solid Nahida build. I'd have to go and check mine because I'm pretty sure this is better. Yeah, she also has raised Nilou and given her some artifacts. In this department, our Nilous are pretty similar. Hers only has 66k HP, but we're not currently in a bloom team. Honestly, the main point of this video is because she actually isn't that satisfied with her bloom team, and I want to kind of try and get to the bottom of it. The only difference between my bloom team and her bloom team is that she uses Barbara because she doesn't have Kokomi. I don't really see how that would change much because as far as I remember, Kokomi doesn't really boost anything, but I'll take a closer look at that as well. So in a proper bloom team with that double hydro res, she's sitting at 70k HP, very similar to mine. The talents are much lower than mine. Raising her talents only increases the amount of damage her talents do, and she's not really going to do a ton of damage regardless, unless you build her as more of a DPS, which at C0, I'm not sure really makes much sense. She has mostly been using Nahida in like a spread/aggravate team with an Electro, and I think that's perfectly fine as well. It's really the only way to trigger her C2 anyway. So that's probably why it feels more impressive, and it definitely could be. But she's also played with my bloom team and was like, okay, well, your bloom team is actually really nice. So I'm gonna try and figure out why that could be a difference. So just for fun, we can compare. My Nahida actually is in 4-piece Deepwood still because I could never get a even decent set for the new artifacts. She is currently sitting at quite a bit lower HP. Hers had like 18, mine has 16. Also, I have less EM at 699 versus her 777. Also less crit rate and crit damage. The only thing I have more of is energy recharge and dendro damage bonus, of course, because of the fact that 2-piece Deepwood gives 15% dendro damage bonus. My Nahida still isn't 10-10-10. She is 6-13-10. I guess I never bothered getting the normal attack up. It's something I'll probably do eventually, but yeah, I didn't feel like it was the most important thing ever. Mainly if you just really, really like Nahida. I mean, she will be out there doing normal attacks a lot. So even though they don't do a lot of damage themselves, it is still more damage for something you're gonna be doing. For Nilou, mine has 67k outside of a team. I think the rest of the stats don't matter that much. I'm going with a mostly broken set just besides 2-piece tenacity. Basically just as much HP as humanly possible. Mine has 1k more HP, which is relatively insignificant considering she has 70k, you know? So I guess we're just gonna start by doing a couple Masanori runs, seeing how the bloom works. There might be some other difference I'm not really thinking about right now. The only thing I can really think of right now is that blooms are possibly more consistent with Kokomi because there's more hydro out on the field and you don't need to be so close. Okay, let's see. 57k bloom. No, it might just be they're less consistent because Barber doesn't really have that much off field unless you're super close to the enemy. I think until Kaveh comes out, having a healer in a bloom team is going to be almost necessary because you can't just try and avoid all the bloom explosions. They're gonna hurt you, and cumulatively, they can really, really hurt. I mean, you could try Xingqiu. I think he does have a little bit of damage mitigation and a tiny bit of healing. So if you can avoid everything except the, you know, self-bloom damage, that might be okay. Yao Yao, which is currently level 1, could be another option. Outside of that though, I don't really see anyone who could replace Barbara. What constellation is your Yao Yao? 0, level 1, so that's kind of what I thought. But I mean, I already saw 57k bloom. That's pretty impressive. I may have gotten higher. I can do a quick run on my own account just with my typical bloom team and see what we're doing there. Yeah, her Elon also has Elegy, like mine does, just for some more EM. So yeah, I mean, we have almost the same exact team. It's just Barbara instead of Kokomi. We'll go ahead and try a Mercenary run with my bloom team, which again is like very, very similar. So, let's see here. Just do a Yelan burst, a couple of that. We'll throw a thing on the ground, get that in there, do a Nahida burst. I think I just saw a 60k. That was possibly bloom. Let's see. 50, 51. Could that have been Trikarma? I'm really not sure. 70k. Okay, I just saw 70k. The only thing I can really think of is that mine has Deepwood Memories and hers has Flowers of Paradise Lost. Possibly for purely bloom teams, Deepwood is, you know, pretty good. I mean, it has that 15% dendro bonus, reducing dendro res by 30%. I mean, this of course sounds very good on paper as well. Basically 80% increased damage from blooms once you get all the stacks up, but you are missing out on that 15% dendro damage bonus in exchange for extra EM. Yeah, the blooms just really aren't criticaling. 42? Okay, yeah, that's actually way less. I really don't get it. Like, logically, there should be so little difference between our teams. I mean, Masanori is dying very, very fast. 42? 42. That is a big difference. I am so dumb. Why can't I figure this out? What is it? What is so different? And yeah, you can see she has 1100 EM. Her Nahida is actually built better than mine. Just a little bit less dendro damage bonus. Could it really be the fact I'm reducing dendro res and that's just doing more? I know she does have a Deepwood memory set. I don't know if it's that good or not. I think her Paradise Lost is so good because it shares a domain with Wanderer, and Wanderer is like her main. So of course she's farmed a lot of Paradise Lost as well. Let me see what kind of Deepwood we're working with here. Okay, just one here. This one is okay. No crit stats, but some attack and EM. No EM sands at all. No dendro goblet and no crit circlets. Yeah, I guess she doesn't farm Deepwood too much, which can't really blame her. I kind of just figured though Flower of Paradise Lost is just better, period. And Deepwood would just be straight up more for a support like Yao Yao. Actually, I could try something like that. Her Yao Yao is only level 1, so we're gonna give Deepwood to Water Dude actually. Not a good Deepwood set, but maybe it really is just that 30% dendro res decrease. Let's just build our Traveler in the full Deepwood so that we know that Traveler will have Xingqiu's gear. Xingqiu's not there to deal damage, so I just want to give him an energy recharge sands actually, so he can get his burst somewhat consistently. 234 should be enough with sacrificial there. All right, we're definitely getting into weird testing territory now. Let's put him in there. His stats are going to be absolutely atrocious. He does have 1300 depth for whatever reason. If we get up to like 60, 65k, I'd say worth it. So Deepwood should be procced now. Let's go ahead. And it should actually continue to proc. Let's see. Ooh, the non-crits were actually insane. Hold on. Wow. Oh, sad. I think I saw almost 40k non-crits. That was crazy. Those would have been nearly 80k blooms then. So in a perfect world, you would have Nahida in Flower of Paradise Lost and then another character in Deepwood. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I came to that conclusion a while ago, but again, things like that can kind of slip out of your mind from time to time. All right, here we go, here we go. 51, 73, okay, there we go. So I'm gonna stop myself right there. I wanted to touch on something I didn't in the video, but I do feel like it's very important in a bloom team or any primarily reaction based team. I feel like this is something I personally overlook a lot as well. So I wanted to come back into the office and talk about this a little bit more. The unit actually triggering the reaction This is obviously incredibly important, more so in a Bloom team than a lot of other teams. I've always had a bit of a hard time actually keeping track of this and knowing who is doing what at any given time. In this team versus this boss, it is a little bit easier. Anyway, why it's so important is because Bloom scales a lot with Elemental Mastery, and it's only really going to care about the Elemental Mastery of the character triggering blooms. In this case, we want Nahida to trigger the blooms because she has the most Elemental Mastery by far. If we take a look at this little clip, these were Nahida triggered blooms. While you couldn't really see any elements on Masanori at the time of the explosion, he did have Hydro right before that, meaning Nahida came in, applied him with Dendro, and then that created a bloom. However, as you could see in some of the previous clips, once Nahida started attacking him, he just had that Dendro icon the entire time. Nahida apparently has like a very strong application status. It's a whole nother topic. It's just worth noting that once you start attacking with Nahida and there's this static constant Dendro symbol around Masanori's health bar, it's not Nahida causing blooms anymore. It'll be one of your Hydros at that point because Dendro plus Dendro doesn't do anything. Once we started using Xingqiu and Yelan, the results were a lot more mixed. It would stay with Hydra for a while and then Dendro would come in and cling on pretty long, and then sometimes it would swap around, so it seemed a lot more random. But before the double off-field Hydro, it would usually very quickly switch to Dendro and then stay Dendro forever. And so the only time we were actually producing blooms was when like Yelan's off-field damage was hitting him, and my Yelan doesn't have a lot of Elemental Mastery, so the blooms were a lot less impressive. In this same clip that you could see these 36.9 whatever, once Dendro took over and we were triggering the blooms with one of our off-field Hydros, they went from around 37k non-crit blooms to around 25. And that is a pretty big damage reduction. The only real way around this is to have a ton of off-field Hydro, like at least Kokomi and Yelan. That seems to work out for my team. Or have one of the off-field Hydros like Xingqiu or Yelan built with a ton of Elemental Mastery. If you know for sure you can't overtake Nahida's Dendro, which in my experience is very hard actually. So yeah, just something worth mentioning. It's very important to make sure the one that is supposed to be triggering the blooms is the one doing so. Oh, and she died again. I don't care though, I already saw 73. So now officially in this team, quite sure her blooms absolutely obliterate mine. And the thing is, yeah, we do have Deepwood now, and we do have Flowers of Paradise Lost. But I couldn't currently even replicate this because my Flowers of Paradise Lost set is complete trash, so trash that I'm just gonna keep her in Deepwood because it has way better substats. But she can have actually a really good Flower of Paradise Lost set, and any random person with a, you know, this not good Deepwood set, but it doesn't really matter. It's just for the Dendro res decrease. Flowers of Paradise Lost might be not as good for like Aggravate Spread Nahida because it's only boosting Bloom, Hyper Bloom, and Bergen. But yeah, this setup is actually amazing. Wait a second, why is this 16? Oh God, I just now realized this. Is the rest of your artifacts raised? I mean, okay, it doesn't have like the best subs ever, but you're still missing Dendro damage bonus. Bones. Why is it 16? Oh, you literally don't have anything. Okay. Okay, yeah, damn. She did go pretty hard on the Paradise Lost set, as well as, oh my God. I imagine she's already deleted some of these as well. But Jesus Christ, okay, we can get rid of some of these, I guess. Anything that starts with 3 and has something flat there, I can probably get rid of, honestly. She already has such a good Desert Pavilion set, and it's almost only for Wanderer. I can't believe I just now noticed that her Goblet was 16. Oh, we got more EM, all right. We'll definitely take it. It's like for an on-piece Dendro Goblet, it's not even that bad. Attack is still all right. Energy recharge, you need some, I guess. And of course, EM is good. Now she has nearly 800 EM raw without any buffs. So she'll have like 1200, I guess. I kind of doubt she's ever made any Dendro potions because she doesn't really deal with that. Nope. I'm gonna go make some Dendro potions real quick just for fun. Let's see how big of a bloom we can get. I don't think any of this food will actually help. I don't think we have Elemental Mastery food yet. Oh, and this is Midnight Masanori. All right, what are we getting now? What are we getting now? We don't have Nahida's burst going, so that's kind of annoying. 67, okay, oh God, no. Oh, but he died. That was pretty quick Midnight Masanori. 71, oh my God, he dies way too fast. This is annoying. Even Midnight Masanori. No, leave me alone. I can't see anything. All right, here we go. Midnight Masanori again. Oh my god, dude, what? I mean, I know I was that surprised about Midnight Mercenary dying so fast, but like, yeah, he's really not even that tanky. It's so weird though, because we can't get the numbers we were just getting, but now we have Dendro Potion. I guess another important thing to look out for is if you're actually hitting Nilou's skill, because if one of them misses, she'll only have 2 stacks instead of these 3 that are currently surrounding her. But yeah, I guess that'll pretty much do it. Basically, Deepwood, really good. The Deepwood being bad is obviously something that should be maybe remedied. So, you know, if you don't know what to spend your resin on one day, try getting some slightly better Deepwood pieces. Maybe consider raising Yao Yao, or maybe try and get Kave or Baiju Dendro Healer. As far as I remember, Kave heals himself with the bloom damage. Will definitely be interesting to see how he kind of works in a bloom team as well. Make sure to tell me what you think in the comments down below. Dropping a like or ringing that notification bell are always sounds so less natural. Thanks as always for watching, and until next time,